Hola Year 7, welcome to lesson 2 of this second spring half term. And today you're going to be covering the weather and activities, el tiempo y las actividades. I hope you enjoy and I can't wait to see you next week. Gracias. Before you get started, here's the equipment you need to get ready. Your Spanish exercise book, a pen, a ruler and a different coloured pen or highlighter for corrections, the sentence builder on class charts as a PDF, and the knowledge organiser for module 4 unless you've already printed this off. You could print off the sentence builder as well today. This will be useful if you have a printer. Gracias. Pause to do that now. Thank you for uploading all your work onto class charts. It's been good to see the progress you've been making. Please make sure that you upload evidence of all of your completed work, including Quizlet activities, and please make sure that you stick to the time on the slides and you do all of the activities within that time. Please do email me if you've got any questions about the activities in today's lesson, and here's my email address. Okay, I want you to copy down the date in Spanish, which is on class charts if you're not sure about it. Underline that neatly in your book and then write down the title both in Spanish and in English. So today it is ¿Qué actividades haces cuando hace frío o cuando hace calor? Which is which activities you do when it is cold or hot. Underline that neatly in your book as well. And then on the third line down, write down the objective, objetivo, which is to learn how to talk about which activities we do according to the weather. Pause if you need to, press play to continue. Your Dune activity should take 5 minutes. I just want you to translate the weather phrases below. Just write the English for me. That's all you need to do. Not the Spanish, just the English. Off you go, no more than 5 minutes. Okay, let's check those answers. So it is hot, it is cold, it is good weather, it is windy, it is raining or it rains, and it is snowing or it snows. Tick it if it's correct, correct it in a different coloured pen if it's incorrect, so you can see where you went wrong. I'm now going to pass you on to Miss Clinton to teach the rest of the lesson. Enjoy. Gracias. Adios.
So here's our sentence builder today, Year 7. We're going to practice, of course, pronunciation first of all. And you'll notice, of course, we'll be answering the question at the top there. ¿Qué actividades haces cuando hace frío o cuando hace calor? Okay, so of course we start with our time phrase. We've changed those from last lesson. Last lesson we were using seasons. This lesson we'll be using cuando and si, when or if, followed by a weather expression, and then followed by our activity, all in the first person singular today. So you'll notice that all my verbs are ending in the o to say I. Okay, so let's practice first of all your time phrases. So repeat after me, please. Cuando, si. Now note with the word si, it's also the same word. You'll of course know that it means also yes. The only difference being, of course, if it means yes, it would have an accent on. So just to be aware of that, it's the same word in terms of pronunciation to mean if in this case. Okay, so followed by our weather expressions. Let's go through these again. Está nublado. Muy bien. And again, repeat after me. Hace calor. Hace frío. Hace buen tiempo. Hace mal tiempo. Hace sol. Hace viento. Okay, remembering, of course, your V here is sounding like a B. Okay, and hopefully remember with all of those verbs that CE, remember, is like a TH sound, so that hace. And next one, hay chubascos. Remember the pronunciation of this. It's like the I on your two eyes on your face. Hay tormenta. Hay niebla. And remember, I literally means there is or there are, which with showers makes sense here. There are showers. There is a storm. You could also translate hay tormenta as. So just be aware, of course, just typically in English we say it's stormy, it's foggy, but just be aware, of course, that I, of course, can mean there is or there are. Llueve. And that's a tricky one. Remember, the double L sounds like that Y. And again, you've got the V sounding like a B. And finally, nieva. Muy bien. Okay, so let's go on to the activities. Now you'll remember, hopefully, all of these from last half term. So we're doing some retrieval practice, really, of the key terms from your knowledge organiser for Module 3. So there's a variety here. You'll notice all the AR verbs are in the first part here, and then we've got followed by the ER verbs, and then lastly the 2 IR verbs at the bottom. However, remember in the present tense, of course, we're lucky, as I said before, they all end in the O, because it's I who am doing the action in first person singular. So again, repeat after me. Escucho música, bailo, canto, hablo por teléfono, chateo por internet, juego a los videojuegos. Okay, so really make sure your J's are sounding like those H's. Okay. Navego por internet. Mando mensajes. And again, there's another J there, sounding like an H. Monto en bicicleta. Toco la guitarra. And make sure you're pronouncing that like gi, okay? And really, as much as you can, try and roll that R there. When it's a double R, it's even more emphatic. Leo libros. Hago mis deberes. Remember that's a silent H there for hago. Veo películas. Salgo con mis amigos. Voy de compras. Muy bien, excelente. Well done for doing all that for yourself. And I know it's a bit embarrassing, you feel like you're talking to a computer, but it's so important that you keep up these speaking skills. So we're going to do faulty echo now, year 7. Remember, I'll repeat each sentence twice. The first time I say it, it's going to be absolutely correct. The second time I say the phrase aloud in Spanish, I'm going to mispronounce 2 words. Okay, so I'm making it a bit more tricky today. I'm mispronouncing 2 words instead of 1, and you need to write down those 2 words that I've mispronounced. So not the whole sentence, just the 2 mispronounced words. Okay, let's have a go. Número 1. Cuando hay tormenta, toco la guitarra. Again, remember here, you're going to hear 2 mispronounced words and you write them down. Cuando hay tormenta, toco la guitarra. Número 2. Si llueve, leo libros. Número 2. There's 2 mispronounced words. Si llueve, leo libros. Número 3. Cuando hace calor, monto en bicicleta. And the 2 mispronounced words this time. Cuando hace calor, monto en bicicleta. Número 4. Si hace frío, veo películas. And again, incorrectly this time. Si hace frío, veo películas. Pause your video if you need more time. So let's go through your answers. The words which I mispronounced, which you should have written down, are in red. So, cuando hay tormenta, toco la guitarra. Of course, I mispronounced the words hay and guitarra. So those were the ones you wrote down. 2. Si llueve, leo libros. So llueve I mispronounced and leo. 3. Cuando hace calor, monto en bicicleta. So monto en bicicleta, I mispronounced. And number 4. Si hace frío, veo películas. So hace and veo, you should have written down. Pause your video if you need more time. So moving on to some dictation. I'll say the sentences twice in Spanish. You then pause your video and write down the sentence, or you can start writing as I say the sentences, whichever you find easier. So write the whole phrase, please, in Spanish now. Número 1. Cuando hace viento, hago mis deberes. Cuando hace viento, hago mis deberes. 2. Si nieva, juego a los videojuegos. Si nieva, juego a los videojuegos. 3. Cuando hace buen tiempo, salgo con mis amigos. Cuando hace buen tiempo, salgo con mis amigos. 4. Si hay niebla, chateo por internet. Si hay niebla, chateo por internet. Pause your video if you need more time. Let's now correct your answers. So pause your video if you need to make any changes to spelling. So número 1. Cuando hace viento, hago mis deberes. 2. Si nieva, juego a los videojuegos. Don't forget the a as well, because the students often miss out that after juego. 3. Cuando hace buen tiempo, salgo con mis amigos. 4. Si hay niebla, chateo por internet. Pause your video if you need more time. So we're now going to do the same thing, but I'm going to make it a bit more tricky this time. We're going to do delayed dictation. So I'll still repeat the phrase twice, but after I've repeated it the second time, I'm going to wait for 10 seconds before you're allowed to write down the sentence in Spanish. Okay, so you've got to try and memorize that Spanish sentence. You can repeat, of course, the word aloud or in your head over and over until you're allowed to write, but you mustn't start writing it before I say go. Okay, so let's have a go. Number 1. Cuando hay chubascos, hablo por teléfono. Cuando hay chubascos, hablo por teléfono. Okay, so no writing yet. Okay, you may now write down that sentence in Spanish. Off you go. So pause your video if you need more time. Número 2. Si hace sol, voy de compras. Si hace sol, voy de compras. Okay, I'm not going to count you down again for another 10 seconds, so no writing yet. Okay, pause your video and write down the sentence, please, in Spanish. Número 3. Cuando está nublado, mando mensajes. Cuando está nublado, mando mensajes. No writing yet. Wait for your 10 seconds. Okay, please write down your sentence in Spanish now. Pause your video. Y número 4. Si hace mal tiempo, bailo y canto. Si hace mal tiempo, bailo y canto. Again, I'll count you down for 10 seconds, so no writing. Okay, you now need to write down that sentence in Spanish. Pause your video now. So let's have a look at your corrections together. Again, pause the video if you need to make any changes. So número 1, cuando hay chubascos, hablo por teléfono. Okay, so make sure you've got your accent on your second E of teléfono and you're adding your commas in after the weather phrase. 2, si hace sol, voy de compras. 3, cuando está nublado, mando mensajes. And again, remember there's an accent on your A of está. Y 4, si hace mal tiempo, bailo y canto. Pause your video if you need more time. Okay, so a few more dictations now, but this time I will say the phrases in English. You need to write them down in Spanish. You need to translate what I'm saying from English into Spanish. Okay, I'll repeat each phrase twice. Pause your video as much as you need to. Número 1. When it's windy, I listen to music. When it's windy, I listen to music. 2. If it's hot, I ride my bike. If it's hot, I ride my bike. 3. When it's cloudy, I watch films. When it's cloudy, I watch films. 4. If it rains, I play the guitar. If it rains, I play the guitar. Okay, let's have a look through your corrections then. So number 1, you should have written cuando hace viento, escucho música. Remember again your commas after each of your weather phrases, please. And also in this one, remember there's an accent on the U of música. 2. Si hace calor, monto en bicicleta. 3. Cuando está nublado, veo películas. So you should have an accent on your A for está, and you should have an accent on your I of películas. And number 4, si llueve, toco la guitarra. Pause your video if you need more time. Okay, so on to your final activity today. I'd like you to translate the paragraph on the right into Spanish. Write the Spanish text only. You can use the grid on the left to help you with your translations. Okay, so pause your video now. Let's have a look through your answers then. So you should have written, los fines de semana, si hace frío, and remember your accent on your I there, frío, veo películas, again accent on your I, películas, con mi familia, o escucho música, accent on your U, música, en mi habitación, accent on your O. Okay, this is a new connector for you here, perhaps the O, and that of course means all. También, accent on your E, me gusta leer libros, porque es bastante interesante. Now, we've reintroduced here opinions that we learned last half term with reasons. Remember, because after opinions, we always need the infinitive. Okay, so you should have put leer, to read, not leo, I read. So make sure that's correct. And make sure you haven't missed out the S after por qué, because we want to say because it is. Sin embargo, cuando hace buen tiempo, salgo con mis amigos o monto en bicicleta. Me encanta salir con mis amigos porque es muy divertido y me gusta mucho montar en bicicleta porque es sano. So again, we've got two opinions or reasons here again. So we need the infinitive to be following here. So it should be me encanta salir. I love to go out, not me encanta salgo, which should be I love I go out. And equally here, after I really like, me gusta mucho, we're using montar, to ride, not monto, which is I ride. Sano may be a new adjective here for you, and it means healthy. Okay? I think you have seen it, but just in case you'd forgotten, you might want to write it down in your notes. And then our last opinion, no me gusta hacer mis deberes Sí hace calor. So here I've changed the sentence structure a little bit, putting my opinion first, followed by the sí clause. So again, make sure you've got your infinitive after your opinion phrase. Pause your video if you need more time.
Fantastic work today, Year 7. Now please upload a very clear photo of all of your work onto class charts so that I can give you feedback on this lesson. Muchas gracias. Adios.